be fixed afterwards. Yep. Okay. All right. Do you want to count down then?
Right now? Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
All right.
Guess if everyone's
count you
ready,
down.
we'll get going.
What's that?
We'll get going now.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Good luck. Good luck.
Yep. So, with the mouse. This is Undertale. It came out 2015 in September, and I've been running it since November 2015, and I really love it. You'll see a lot in this game. There's a lot of mashing in this game. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a lot of mashing. First up, we have the ruins. Through the ruins, we will be... It's mostly RNG based, so I'll get an encounter, and I would want to get an encounter where I can spare the monster immediately to cancel the encounter as fast as I can. But other than that, if I get an encounter, I'll just have to flee. Either it's a Frogget, it has to be fleed, a Whimsin I can spare, Maul Small I can spare, and such. The best I can get is a 2 encounter in the ruins, and any extra encounters is just counted as bad as RNG. Got anything to say? Got anything to say?
Just basically with this, the encounters that, like, unintentional encounters, ShyGuy only wants 2 for the run. That would be really good RNG, and wants to do multiples that you can spare immediately without having to do any other inputs, which are obviously the fastest way of doing it. Yeah, so hopefully we get that kind of RNG, and that can be like a really, really good start to the run.
So I can do a little bit of what's called wall humping here. I just gotta hold up and down on my arrow keys and we grind up against the wall. This is actually useful for gaining speed in certain areas throughout the game. You'll see me hold up and down and I'll gain an extra cell speed. But other than that, you can't really walk any faster than what I am doing right now. Right, so here we have the rooms. Lucky no RNG encounter. So in every room you have a step counter, and depending on that step counter, you'll get an encounter with a monster. So no encounter there. No text. Move this rock. Here we go. And there's a Frogget, so I have to flee. I can't spare it. If the monster is spareable, you'll see a spare highlighted as yellow, which is I can spare it instantly.
Oh, nice! Didn't fall down. All right.
Didn't fall down.
All right. So this rock's kind of interesting. You can talk to it from one side, and it kind of just pushes you. So that way, while the rock's moving, you can actually be moved to the right side. It saves a bit of time. There's also a thing you can do. You can actually like talk to the rock on the same frame you get an encounter, and it actually kind of skips one of the.
Do that. Yeah. You gotta get a rock skip.
Yeah, rock skip.
It's completely RNG based.
Yeah, completely. You know, really general name.
Right, so this is Napstablook. He's feeling a little sad in the room, so we're gonna cheer him 3 times for a little bit to give him some encouragement. Now, who likes his dapper look? Looks amazing to me. Alright. So that's half the way through the rooms already.
So for the most part of this run, you're looking for... It's pretty much just playing the game normally.
Right.
A bit later into the run, about 10, 20 minutes in.
23 minutes in, roughly.
23 minutes in, that's when things start getting really exciting, and it actually like completely changes the way you probably played the game casually, so it's really, really cool at that point.
So you'll probably see me do wrong warps, getting out of bounds, and skipping cutscenes and such. But for right now, I can't really do any of that. I get an item, which is called the punch card. It was kind of a joke item in the game that Toby put in, but...
And normally a junk item. Normally it has no use, but in this
I believe it's the only sprite that appears on the screen.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be very, very useful when it gets to the waterfall.
Alright, so that was the ruins. I get no more encounters. All I have to wait for is tutorial. So what I'm doing here is getting the pie. I need the pie, which is necessary for later in the run, for 2 cases, for Asgore and the Azrael fight.
So we're coming to the first boss battle here, very, very shortly. This is the true Pacifist ending run, so we're being a good little kid and we're not killing anybody.
I'm not allowed to kill anything.
Not allowed to kill anybody, so we will be...
Although you will see me kill...
Friendly.
What?
Yeah, go on, you're good, go.
No, okay. You will see me kill 2 during the run, but it doesn't affect the true Pacifist ending. Alright, so tutorial. What I want from tutorial is hands.
Yeah,
like
one,
that,
yeah,
like
cool,
that.
Good. Yeah.
So if I don't get with a hand, if I get a hand, it cancels the turn base straight away.
2,
like that.
alright.
That's 2.
3, that's
3.
good.
It's not going from...
The best you can get is 9, but that's kind of hard to do. So I'm aiming for 6 or more.
Not the greatest so far. We had a few, but like, you definitely want more than... Ugh.
It's kind of bad.
What a shame. Oh well.
But this is RNG.
Yeah.
Oh sweet. Just need 2 more, or 1 more. Oh, never mind. 2 potential damage. Alright, so when your health is at 2, you can't be taking damage from tutorials. She won't harm
Yeah,
you.
so all the like attacks just avoid you if you try to get close to them.
Right, so that was a 5 cancel.
Funny thing is, you can actually get hit by them if you try hard enough. If you get hit by them, then tutorial gets all upset because you actually killed you. It's actually kind of funny.
I actually
This game has a lot of like little quirks like that, and it's really, really good for that.
Excuse me. Alright. So we're just gonna keep mashing for spare and wait for Toriel to realize that we can't. She can't keep us in the ruins, and we have to go out and live our own life, be free.
So that's the first boss fight. Do no damage and just, you know,
Like this is going in.
gives you a hug, lets you go.
Everyone likes hugs.
Yeah, everyone loves hugs. Goat hugs, love it. You gonna hug the goat again?
Oh yeah, hug the goat.
Alright.
Alright. This is Flowey. Flowey's evil.
Yeah, Flower's kind of terrifying.
That's about that. That was the ruins. Now we head up to the Snowden area.
So Snowden's a pretty cool area that's coming up next. There'll be a few neat little tricks that are just like, you know, little time saves, but definitely not the intended way of doing things, especially the puzzle that's coming up, a few papyrus things. Yeah, they're pretty good, you'll see, obviously.
What I can do is have Frisk facing the camera and walking to the right by holding up and down against any wall. I have to click out the screen, then hold up and down to make it so it's facing the camera, and then just have to hold down and right for any direction I'm going. Now I reckon this is the best character in the game.
Do you want to talk about text mashing?
Text smashing?
Yeah, and how it works?
Okay, sure. With text mashing, I've got to mash like in a rhythm. So I mash with ZX enter shift, and what happens is either if I push X or shift, it brings the text box to an end, and Z and enter proceeds the text box to the next text box. So if I mash in a certain pattern, I can skip text quite fast. Save. Now here I'm getting the glove, and I'll be equipping it. The glove is used for the dog monsters up ahead. So all I have to use is just go to my items and use the stick. The stick is a default weapon that you start off with in the game, and with the tough glove I can just continuously use it. Where's the character? Get a chance. Ah, we got the phone call. And it was a long phone call. Sweet. And this is Doggo. First dog monster.
I love this guy.
So I go use the stick, wait for his attack, and spare.
Give the dog a stick and he loves it and you let him go.
Go fetch.
Yeah.
And also, you saw there, that was a blue attack. A blue attack is where you gotta stay stationary, not move at all, and you won't take damage. Papyrus's famous puzzle. I wonder how we're gonna solve it. Do you have a clue?
What's that?
I wonder how we're gonna solve it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
We haven't touched anything, we're looking at
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that was a really hard puzzle, so I'm glad you got it. First try.
First try.
Yeah, you nailed it. This one's a really hard one as well.
Very hard puzzle. Hey, we did it.
Alright, cool. Good job.
Sweet. Nice, thank you.
Yeah, it's very low.
Now as a switch
Are they normal?
over here in the snow. Oh,
Should be, they're working earlier.
Conflate this one.
They are working. I tested them earlier. I don't think he's close enough to upcoming.
Yeah, the way those mics are.
Yeah, I
Just try to get a bit closer to the mic on speed.
Which one?
There we go.
There you go.
It's gone through.
Okay, good.
He just needs to be closer to the mic. Okay. And he also needs to move.
Okay.
He needs to move
So
away
this is
from the mic.
Doggo.
You need to change the setup of how they
Thanks.
are. Because
I
Use
wish
the
I
stick
could.
again.
just
And
do
we
it
got quick
after,
attack.
after
There's
this
two
one's
attacks
done.
that they do. This is the faster attack.
Yeah. Did you get?
So yeah, as if the theme hasn't kind of stuck around, the stick is useful for every dogfight in this area. You use it, and then they get all excited. They do one attack, and then you spare.
You got it done?
But it's only coming out of the. It's only coming out of the.
Now, there's a hidden
So-
switch in this tree that I
Everyone
click.
cancel left.
There was actually in a previous version where you can hit this switch and what we call flying papyrus glitch, but since the version I'm using now, I can't do that anymore because it was fixed, patched. Now,
Yeah,
this
the
is
patch-
No, that's the
Papyrus's
thing. We've tried
famous
that.
color puzzle.
We had the because I got the sound in.
All we're going to do is keep saying no that we don't understand it, and we'll skip past it. It's much faster to say no than actually do the puzzle.
So yeah, he just kind of is not having any of it and just leaves. It's great.
Alright, now this is ice puzzle skip if I can do it. Oh, I missed
Ah,
it.
damn. Okay, that's all right. So what ShyGuy's trying to do here? If he hits the switch,
That's alright.
at the bottom of it, I think it will like fling him forward, and then it skips the cutscene of the bridge extending out, and he can go over the bridge while it's extending.
So it skips the animation for the bridge to
Yeah,
extend. And
yeah.
Just
Normally you'd be
crisply-
stopped there, and then you slide across once the bridge is actually extended out, but you'll actually cross while it's still going across, which is a bit faster.
So this is our Greater Dog. Best music. And we got the Greater Dog skip. Sweet.
Nice, nice.
So if we take intentional damage there, we can cancel the turn faster. And
Yeah, there's a few
that's all it-
cycles in that game, in this game like that, where you want a certain attack that you can just go down to, take intentional damage, and then it skips the animations for it and moves on.
Alright. Pyrus has gone all out here. Oh, we got some spiky balls, fire. We've got a dog tied up there.
Yeah, I love
So
dogs.
dogs?
I just love dogs, dude.
We've got a cannon.
Can I get
as
some
well.
Frankazis in the
Ooh,
chat, please?
Frankazee. And that's noted. Now we've entered the zone area. I'm actually going to show if I can do a text overflow here.
Yep, cool.
Let me see if I can do it.
This is actually one of the new tricks
it's okay. I could
this
have
is one
got
of the
it,
tricks
but
I haven't seen before actually.
I tried to show it off,
New
but I'm
ones,
gonna have to
yeah.
show it off later. So what I can do is get text overflow, and that's like a safety way to skip cutscenes and do wrong warps and such. But most of the time you won't see me do that. But in some cases I will. All right, now this is Papyrus fight. We're just gonna check him a couple times, and oof, jeez, taking some damage. Oh, God. Can you help me with this fight?
Yeah, you're supposed to dodge those, by the way.
Supposed to dodge him? Oh, let me try. Oh, didn't get it that time.
He got you good, man.
Trapped me up in the house. I'm gonna try that again.
Hey, this time don't get in the doghouse. Oh, alright.
Oh, I got one. Oh. It's
If only you had more health.
It's so hard.
Should have got some XP beforehand.
Yeah, I probably should have done that.
Alright, yeah, okay.
It's 2 times in a row. Damn.
Third tries the charm, as they say. Level 1 run, yeah, you're right.
Alright. 3rd time's the charm.
Didn't practice stuff before you run, man. That's what happened.
Let's try. Damn.
Alright.
Let's get this one. Hey, we did it. Oh, missed the second one.
Alright, I think you did good. You dodged one, so
Yeah.
I'll give you points for that one.
Alright. So what I'm actually doing here is taking intentional damage and losing to Papyrus. You can't die to Papyrus, unfortunately. And this is actually faster than doing the fight with Papyrus. It's about 40 seconds faster, actually.
Yep, that's the fastest way to spare him.
So you just got to fight him 3 times, and then on the fourth time, you choose not to fight him. So just to be careful.
Yeah, don't choose to fight him.
Yeah.
Don't make a mistake. I always do.
Alright. There we go.
Yeah, so set yes is the default option. So you have to kind of slow down your mashing. Go no. Like you have to make sure you do it. Otherwise, you're stuck into another phase of the fight, and you have to do the same thing again to actually say no. And yeah, he just goes kind of topsy-turvy all over the place.
Papyrus is one.
He's just having a good time, to be honest.
That's great. Anyway, now I'm going back because this is true pacifist route, and I actually have to date Papyrus now, or hang out with him. So,
Oh boy, the date.
the date. So we do this first off because we're right here in Snowdon, and so we don't have to come back later and do it. It also helps with the hangout with Undyne later on.
See, it is indeed Saturday.
Yes, we are wearing clothing. I've got an old bandage stuck around us. God.
Are you going to eat the spaghetti?
Try and skip the spaghetti, I guess. It's faster to skip spaghetti than eat it.
He is a cool dude.
Cool dude. So he has a present under his hat, so we're gonna go up to his head and Google this and refuse.
You refused to eat the spaghetti, dude. Ah,
Oh,
should have had some spaghetti.
I wasn't really feeling hungry this morning. I
I'm a little bit hungry. I could go for some spaghetti.
had an omelette this morning for lunch, for breakfast. It was great. Now there's some unskippable text here, so I just have to keep mashing through it. And that's Papyrus.
We will miss him. He'll be back though. He'll be back a couple times. So he's good. Alright, so we're done with Snowden now. We're going to move on to Waterfall.
Waterfall.
These get so good here. This is like...
This is where it actually picks up, and I get.
This
the,
is where it
punch
becomes
card.
a really, really good run.
Classic Sands. Dodge some falling blocks. And this is where we get introduced to Undyne. Do we get any donations to read out?
Sorry?
Any donations to read out? Go a bit of a break. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I get some of this.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's alright. It's Undyne, pretty scary, isn't it? This is Monster Kid. He quite a cheerful character, but unfortunately, he's only got some legs
Gotta
to
be the
run
most
around.
annoying character, I swear.
Now we're going to build a flower bridge here. If we connect 4, the flowers will bloom, and it makes a bridge for us to cross. So every encounter from here on out will just be a flea. Not a whole lot will be spareable. Pirates are calling this for the hangout with Undyne. Frisk is looking out into the void. There's nothing out there. Complete darkness. Now this is first actual encounter with Undyne. She's throwing spears at us, so we're gonna be careful. And I don't want to take damage, so I'm gonna try.
Good luck on a no hit.
What was that?
Good luck on the no hit.
No hit. Sweet. So I was just manipulating the spears in the direction so I avoid them.
Well done.
It's actually funny here, you can actually get hit by the spears while you're in the tall grass. I've been hit by the spears about 2 or 3 times out of the time I've been speedrunning this. And right after this is where we get the punch card and everything's just gonna go broken. Everything. Alright. Save in this next room. And no gas to hallway. So we go up here, we talk to the ice cream guy. And we get a punch card. We get the punch card from this box. And then we need to equip it. So I'm moving my items around in the box so I can
So yeah, this
have
is where
the
the
punch
game's
card
broken.
in the first.
This is where it gets really broken.
So I put the punch card in my first in my inventory so I don't have to navigate through my menu to get it. And what I just did there was a text overflow wrong warp, so that was just an example of a wrong warp. But yeah, there's a lot of broken stuff coming up. Alright. Get some...
Good luck on no soft lock.
Sweet, second try.
Alright, yeah.
That's a wrong warp. I gotta be really careful with these wrong warps. If I'm not mashing my enter or Z key, I can soft lock. So it's very important. be really careful here, not soft lock either.
So talk a bit about why the punch card does what it does.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So there's a sprite that comes up after your conversation. It has one frame in between, I'm pretty sure, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, and that one frame allows you to activate any kind of conversation or cutscene. And when you open the punch card and then you initiate the cutscene, close the punch card, it allows you to regain control of Risk, and then you can start going for it, and continuing parts of the run where you're meant to be getting into battles or having a conversation.
Alright, so one second. So how the punch card works is, when I have my menu open, the sprite comes up like you were saying.
Yeah.
And so I just need to get this one. Nice. Okay, 2 buff is good.
So we're just going to get a bit of a head start here.
Yeah.
Just gonna
We got no time to wait.
leave Unknown behind for a little bit.
Right. So the punch card works initially by, when I have my menu open, I can't move, I can't talk to anything, I can't move around and such. Right here. But with the punch card, if I'm standing on a trigger, like just then when I was doing these spears, if I open the punch card, there's 1 frame in between the menu closing and the punch card appearing on screen. And because there's that 1 frame, anything that can trigger within that 1 frame will trigger. So this allows us to skip quite a few things in Undertale. So you start off with a value of 0, which is you can move around, interact with objects, and do all sorts of things. When your value is 1, it's you're talking to something, or you're at a trigger, and watching a cutscene, etc. There is when the value do when you're on the trigger and you go for a punch card overflow. Your value would start off as 0 because you got your menu open, and in between that 1 frame and the punch card appearing, your global value will go to 0 to 1 back to 0. And no matter what you do with the... Oh, what am I doing? I've got to save. Just gonna go back and quickly save.
Yeah, dummy can be a little bit of a problem here. So it's better for the sake of marathon just to save there to be safe.
Oh, it's getting ahead of myself.
I don't think you have a problem, but just in case, you know.
So this is Mad Dummy fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he mad. See, you got the eyebrows and everything.
So all I have to do is just spare him, and there's not much I can actually do. So I'm going to take intentional damage here. The first damage you take with Mad Dummy will always be 1 HP. What I'm going to try and attempt here is going for a 5 cycle. 5 cycles is the best you can get. All you got to do is hit these little cotton balls to get to hit him quite a few times. So I'm just going to manipulate it to hit him. Sweet. Up, down. Nice. So this should be 5 cycle. Ah. No? Okay.
No, okay.
The game's weird sometimes. No 5 cycle. That's okay. We got 6 cycle. That's all good. So the game is a little weird sometimes. Sometimes you can get 5 cycles, sometimes you don't. I'm not exactly sure why it really works that way, but it just happens, I guess. I was doing some practice runs about a week ago, and it seemed like I was going to get 5 cycle, but I didn't get 5 cycle. I hit all those cotton balls, and I still didn't get it. So it was a little strange, but not much I could do about it. All I'm doing here is just dodging all these missiles. I don't want to get hit by them. He's got knives. Oh no. Ah, he's out of knives. Thank God. Oh, what's this? Acid rain. Oh, sounds painful. Hey, we've got Napsterbook again. Who's excited to see Napsterbook?
Unfortunately, in the speedrun, we do not go chill with him and listen to music.
Yeah.
I know, it's depressing, but he'll be fine.
So I'm going to do a quick safety save after here. There we go. Ah, missed it. It's fine. I'll get the next one. Alright.
That's wrong. Well,
Nice one. Thank you. Squeak.
so if you know the path for this, you don't need to go light up the track on the other side. You'll just
The path's still there,
the
but
path's
it's
still
just
there.
invisible.
Yeah. So here she comes. Here she comes.
Tammy!
Bye, Tammy.
Bye, Tammy.
Thanks for hanging out.
Alright. So after this, I'm going to need to focus for some wrong warps and punch cards and PCAs. So we're kind of trapped by Undyne right now. We got Monster Kid to the rescue. Focus a little bit. Nice, frame perfect.
Okay, so there's a little cutscene that's meant to happen there with Monster Kid and Undyne, but you can just PCE out of it and then
Alright,
move on.
need focus.
Alright, so what ShyGuy's gonna go for here is called Undyne. Normally you,
I didn't get it.
for the most part, you have to do.
That's
Oh no,
fine. I didn't get Undyne, but that's okay.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of broken. So basically, when you fight Undyne in this, you want to flee from the fight when you can, when your color changes during the fight. You then flee and then run, and you can't get away from Undyne, so you get into another cycle with it. But if you actually PCE through it, you can get it to a point where you only get into one encounter with Undyne, and then you can still escape it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of butchered that.
Alright. So Undyne is there's two PCEs and then there's a wrong warp. When the screen is panning upwards, it's kind of hard to see where the trigger is for the wrong warp. So I had to kind of guess, but I didn't get it, which is okay. So what I did before was I walked under the W on the Welcome to Hotland sign. This allows me to do one cycle with Undyne, so we don't have to do two fights with her or anything. Don't whip the punch card. And so what I was doing there was challenging Undyne to make her spears go faster, and now I'm just blocking all of it. And now we can flee. Because of that phone call and being under the W or that sign, we can skip Undyne altogether. So that's, that's the Undyne fight. Right
normally
there.
Undyne would move during the call, but because you're getting it at a specific time, it's actually stopping Undyne in place, and then you can still get away with out of the loading zone just before Undyne touches you, making it save a cycle.
Right. This is a lab skip.
Yep, lab skip's pretty good.
So do text overflow and skip the cutscene. This cutscene's about 2 minutes long, so
There's also the encounter with Metaton as well.
But surprisingly enough, we didn't even talk to Alphys, and Alphys is already talking to me with a text message.
Yep.
Huh, strange. Vulcan. quick safety save. And out of bounds. So I'll use the jump pad to get out of bounds there. I just use the punch card and remove it so I can move anywhere I want, and that allows me to go out of bounds. So what I'm doing here is getting the burnt pan. The burnt pan is very useful for the Asgore fight that's later on. It does the most damage that you could possibly get to Asgore at this level. I missed it. Okay. Just dodging all these lasers. The orange lasers you can walk through, but the blue ones you can't. You gotta stay still. Ah, missed it.
Nice. Yeah, puzzle skip is a pretty cool trick. It just says you have like a west and east puzzle that you have to do to open the door, but you can just kind of PC onto the air vent, and it will boost you through the door if you do it with PC, because it gives you an extra boost.
Yeah. So what I just did there in that dark room was a jetpack skip. Usually it's another cutscene and a little mini game that we do to with Metaton, but we're going to be skipping all past that, so we don't have to worry about it. What I'm doing right now is backtracing because I can't open up my menu. I'm pushing C right now to open my menu, but it's not opening. So there's a flag right there that gets your menu back, and that's why we have to go back to get our menu, and that's the only way we know. Overflow the elevators. We don't need to wait for elevators. We just go straight through. And stands again.
What's a door? What is this function?
Now, up ahead is a volume warning for everyone. Just be alert. There's a volume warning coming up. So be careful, headphone users.
Pretty glitch. Great.
Alphys really wants to talk to us. Nice. Safety save.
Buy roll guards.
Does roll guard skip?
Yeah.
Don't have any time for that. Now,
So if you like that fight, I'm sorry, it's gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that's another dark room. There's no way to tell where the trigger is, so I have to count Frisk's steps just to make sure I know where the trigger is. So it's about 6 steps, and it's roughly where that is. So that was news skip.
Fake news.
Fake news. Yeah, because that was a Metaton cutscene, I have to go back down again and get my menu back because I can't open my menu. And I need my menu to do skips and everything. Ah, missed it. Nah, it's alright. Now we're on left floor 3. Now up ahead is north-south skip. One of the more precise tricks to get. I find it very difficult, and it loses most of my runs. I lose here. Alright. 1. Nice, 1-1.
Nice, yeah.
That's really good.
Real nice.
So I'm just out of bounds, and I can walk into the door.
Oh,
Alright.
dude, it's my favorite fight. I can't
favorite,
wait.
Favorite fight? Muffet,
Yeah.
sweet. Oh, we're gonna
Got
fight
good
Muffet.
music too. I hope you're guys ready to hear it.
You ready for Muffet, everyone?
Here it comes. Oh wait, what?
Who? What's happening?
What are you doing?
I'm just going straight
Go back.
past. No.
Go back. What are you doing?
That's a speed run. I gotta
No, you
go
can't.
fast.
Ah.
I gotta go fast.
Alright, bye, Muppet.
Ah. Muffet. Now this is Metaton's play, and we don't have time for it, so we skip it.
Yeah, we don't have time for the play. It's gone to the other.
Now I can't open up my menu again, but It's alright. So what I have to do here is go activate this trigger, which sets a flag for the elevator to get up to the right floor free, so I can get back up to here, without having to go through the Muffet fight or the play again. So I have to go back. And that'd be the last time I have to go back and get my menu.
I miss Muffet, dude.
Muffet's a great fight.
Yeah,
we never fight Muffet. I don't even know the fight for Muffet.
So next event, glitchless, so we can see Muffet.
Glitchless percent.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Ah, it's annoying. Don't have time for elevators. Ah, it's alright. Keep going. Now that was Hotlands. We skipped pretty much all of Hotlands. Now we're coming up to the core.
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay, whoops. My bad.
What? Skip a magic fight.
We'll just do a Muffet percent then.
Just Muffet.
Just some Muffet percent, that's all I ask.
Skip some text. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm skipping past all these lasers, so you wouldn't have to like wait for... Oh, I missed it, that's alright. So I skipped past all those lasers so we don't have to wait for Alphys to tell us when to go and stop. So we don't have time to stop. We gotta keep moving. Quick little puzzle. Alright. Now I'm gonna backtrace here a little bit. Nice. So by going back here, I can activate this elevator and go straight to Mettaton fight.
Oh, I love this fight too.
This fight's great. Too bad we're not going to fight Mettaton.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 6, 7, 8.
No fights allowed.
Is that it? There we go. We've got a bit of an emotional talk with Alphys right now. And that's the core. That's a long elevator. It's about 20 seconds to ride that elevator. We don't have time for that, so we skip past it all. And right now there's not a whole lot more skips coming up, but later on there's the Asgore fight and Flowery fight. That's about it.
Resident Sleeper.
Double save. Now this is New Home. This is where all the monsters tell us about their story and how they were trapped underground by the humans. So I can't skip a whole lot of part here, but what I'm gonna do is activate that trigger, walk back in this room, and skip skip one trigger with Lux, one of the monsters from early in the ruins.
I never knew about that. That's news to me.
There's a new trigger.
That's cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that.
I love this music. Nice. So we had to go get 2 keys to unlock that chain, and we can continue on through New Home. Such an interesting story segment, isn't it, guys? Nice, frame perfect. What I did there was a look skip. There is a encounter just like this with one of the monsters, and by doing that wrong warp, we can skip that encounter altogether. But from here on out, I can't really do much anything else. I just have to go through the story segment.
Dash. I'm just enjoying the story time.
So up ahead we got Asgore fight. What I'll be trying to do is get as many quads as I can in a row. So because I've got the burnt pan equipped, that's the most damage I can get with Asgore is about 320 damage or so. If I get all frame perfect inputs with Asgore, it doubles the damage that I do, like just on a regular basis. I will also be using the pie that I got earlier from the ruins. The pie lowers Asgore's defense and increases our attack power. It's specifically for Asgore only, so that's why we get the pie, to help out a little bit. Otherwise we'd be doing about 50 less damage than compared to having the pie.
Nearing the end of it now.
Getting close. Enjoying the run.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's going good.
You're doing good, man. It's great.
So I've pretty much done halfway through the game about now. Everything like the PC skips and triggers and wrong warps and overflows were all done through Waterfall, Hotland and Core. There's not much else until I get to True Lab.
Yeah, True Lab's a really interesting part in terms of using PC to wrong warp all over the place. It's really good.
Frame perfect Judge Mahal skip.
Yep.
So this is where we would talk to Sans about the things that we've done, but we don't have time for that.
He's not gonna have a talk to anyone. He's just gonna.
Yeah, Rumble combo.
Nice rumble combo. Good.
And this is Asgore. So the best turn you can get for Asgore is 9 turn, which is what we call a Tazgore, but it's incredibly hard to do. You got to get 32 frame perfect inputs. In.
I'm expecting Tazgore.
Expecting Tazgore.
As for Tazgore, it's gonna be Tazgore.
Okay. No time to be judged. Duck. This is Duck Descent. Alright. So what I do is I eat the pie first off. Because I got the burnt pan equipped, I go fight. Oh, 1 frame off.
So close though.
I'll get it, I'll get it. There
Nice.
we go. That's
Yep.
a quad. So
That's one.
that did about double the damage that I'm usually doing. Compared to 173, I was doing 300 damage with those 4 frame perfect inputs. It's not exactly easy to get. Like that. 2. Two frame miss. This is all right. There we go.
3. Nice.
It's another one. I accidentally double tapped my enter key. It's alright. That was all by 3 frames. So close. There's another quad.
Nice.
That's 3 quads so
That's
far.
4?
3 so
Yeah,
far.
3. Okay, okay.
Yeah. That was 1 frame. This is 14 turn. No crit kill, that's alright. Next turn should end the fight. There we go. So that was a quick kill.
3 of them, that's alright.
So pretty alright, that's all. You're probably thinking, why did I go fight Asgore and not spare? It's because fighting Asgore is faster than sparing him, and this doesn't affect the true passive ascending, but it's just faster to fight him. Right here, Flurry's going to close the game, so going to need to open it up again. This is neutral ending. So I'm going to do at least 1 neutral ending before I do the true passive ascending. Undertale again.
Alright, so now it's time for literal insanity.
Hope you guys enjoyed this fight. So this is about 11-minute auto-scroller. There's not a whole lot I can really do. Unfortunately, we have to go through this fight in every run. By fighting Flower, this will conclude for our neutral ending in the run, and afterwards I'll load back up the save file and then go do some dates and finish up with true passive ascending. So, Flurry here, he wants to take over the world. He wants to rule the underground, and yeah, I guess he wants to take Frisk's life, I guess? This is the second time he's tried to harm us. So, alright, here we go. The only reason Flower is like this is because he stole the 6 human hearts that Asgore was collecting. And this is what Flowery has now become. What a lovely smile. So this is our Photoshop Flowery. Like I said, there's not a whole lot that I can do here, I just have to go through the fight. There's 6 phases. The phases will consist of an act button in each. So this is a blue soul, this will be the first phase, and doesn't matter how much damage I take here, I cannot die in these phases. No matter how much. So I could just like keep taking damage and I won't. So all I have to do is go for the act button, and I know where all the acts are, so yeah, and that's about all I really have to do for those 6 phases. Once the 6th phase is done, I will close and open up the game to skip a bit of the cutscene, and then we'll finish fighting Flowey. Sweet. So anything that's like a green item, that it will heal you. Excuse me. Got a bit of a dance class going on here. So, usually the act buttons are all in the same place, but there is one phase where it's either on the left or right. So, everyone, I want you to suggest, is it going to be on the left side or is it going to be on the right side? Because it's 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it down for left as well.
I was actually thinking left myself.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll go left. Middle. Right. So this is the phase where it's 50-50 chance for being left or right. 2, 3. So I'm gonna go left. Ah, it was on the right. It's alright.
What a shame.
It's just a guessing game. This is the 5th phase. The act button will always come out of the pan in the middle, always. We've got some green eggs.
What's that?
Got some green
Yeah.
eggs here. Does anyone like some green eggs for breakfast?
Hearty breakfast, it raise your health up.
Mmm.
Rotten, I guess, because they're green.
Right, so this is the 6th phase. I will be closing the game once the icon at the top has turned blue. 6, 7, 8. Nice. Alright. Open up again. So by closing it, it skips some cutscenes from Flowey, so we can get straight back into the fight. So this is where we actually fight Flowey, and we can deal some serious damage to him. So I just gotta make sure I don't take any damage, or try not to take the least damage I could possibly can, and collect the green items that fall, just to replenish my health.
Oh, my chat experience.
Oh wow.
It's ruined. Come on. It's over.
So I'm just dodging everything. That's all I really have to do. No quick kill. That's alright. And that's Flowery. His health's back to 100. Looks like I did no damage
Such
to
a
him.
such a long fight though. It goes on so long. And there's only like very small time saves that you can actually do through setting the game at a certain point where your save game gets flagged as completed the portion that you were on. And that like allows you to skip the cutscene building up to the next phase. But that's basically it. It's just kind of go with it and run through it.
So he gives us one last chance to call out for help, but unfortunately, nobody came. Oh, look, the health's back at 100%. We're back to full health again. I can be free hands here, I don't have to do any mashing or anything.
Toilet break? Toilet break? Yeah, you do toilet break?
I don't have enough time for a toilet break.
Let's go right down there.
Go if I sprint, I could probably make it.
We'll be back.
I'm gonna have to close the game here a few times. Just like before we fight, just faster. I close, reopen. That's the neutral ending.
So yeah, it's the neutral flag set. Now you can do the true pacifist ending from there.
I'm gonna close it again, open it back up, and we're back to where we were before at Judgment Hall. Now I'm just going back to go do the dates.
Nice. Time for donation?
Yeah, it's time for
Yeah,
donation.
yeah,
We have a $32 from Cure, who says, thanks guys for putting on this show. Here's to you, Shy Guy. We're rooting for you.
Thanks, man. I'm having a little trouble with these wrong walks. Now I have to go to Waterfall to hang out with Undyne, and then once I've hang out with Undyne, I can hang out with or date Alphys, and that will set a flag so we can get into True Lab to finish the True Pacifist ending. So there's a lot of mashing coming up. This is Undyne's home. There's fishes everywhere, so a lot of great, interesting detail in the room.
So I look forward to the stirring of the pot.
Oh yeah.
Stirring of the pot's great. Making that spaghetti.
I'm gonna make lots of spaghetti. So we have to choose the T that far first, because that's the only one we're allowed to choose. When I was first playing this, I chose the T first off without even knowing, so It just went straight through the cutscene. If you choose anything else, Undyne will tell you to choose something else.
Sometimes you just gotta have tea.
So again, I'm just gonna have to go through some mashing here. Not a lot of interesting things happening. Yes. No, we're making some spaghetti. Who here loves spaghetti? I love spaghetti, it's great.
Mash, dude, mash faster. Not
Mashing.
fast enough.
There we go.
There, mate.
So if I mash Z fast enough there, it helps us makes the spaghetti much better and sweet. Blazing fire going. I do cooking myself, but I don't go to this stage where everything's set on fire. So I fight Undyne, but I only do 1 damage to her because I don't actually want to fight her. Right. And that's Undyne. Now she gave us a letter that we're going to go give to Alphys, and from that we do a date with Alphys. So I'm going to go back to Hotland.
At least you didn't go to the wrong location in the capo, though.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Sometimes you can go to the wrong location and that loses maybe 30 seconds or more. I've actually lost a few runs to accidentally going to the wrong location.
I'm pretty sure every runner of this game has done it once.
So what you can do is with that setting stop and setting start, you can actually skip those if you're mashing fast enough. Unfortunately, I wasn't mashing fast enough, so I didn't get any of the skips. And what a surprise, Undyne's here as well. What is it? A lovely sight to go for a date at the garbage disposal.
Yep.
I think it's a perfect date style.
I love going to the dumper dates.
Alright. Ooh, nice shoot. Where's the score? 6
Oh, by the way,
points.
anime real or not real? What it's gonna be?
Oh, anime's real, I guess.
Anime's real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anime's
you gotta
real.
give it to these people here. I gotta give it to the people here.
Jog Boy as well.
It's just in
Anime is real.
Anime is real.
Anime is real. Try this. Ah, I didn't get it. No Jesus Frisk. It's alright. And that's Alpha State. Now we can go back and do the Trilab. So we go back to the boatman or woman, and I have to head back to the Hotlands.
Anime is only real at Abcon.
So you notice here, we came back through here and there's a hole in the wall. Don't know why the hole's there, but this door's open, and that didn't open up last time. Well, alphas came out of there, but we couldn't go in. So by setting these flags, we're allowed to go into the True Lab. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a very spooky place. So in the true lab, every punch card exploit or wrong floor overflow and everything is going to be done right here. Safety save just in case.
Yeah, this place will be a lot different to how you probably played it, like your first playthrough. Compared to the speedrun, it's just going to be so different.
I'm going to be pretty much wrong warping everywhere. We call it Wrong Warp City.
Yep. Pretty sure every loading zone you enter into, you'll be popping out a different area than you normally do.
Now I'm going to be really careful here because I don't have any armor on except for the bandage.
Risky strats.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit. Got to be really careful. All right, so we get these keys that we're going to put in to advance through the True Lab. There's a red key, yellow key, blue key, and green key. Ah, it's alright. Always safety saving. Yellow key in the bed. Safety save. And now here we're going to skip endogamy. I can't even say it's correct, but we're going to skip one of the monsters here. So speaking to that terminal allows me to skip, otherwise I would have to still fight endogamy. There we go. It's a small wrong warp, but that saves quite a bit of time because we walk up slowly through here. Put the yellow key in, and this is the lemon bread fight. So you got to unhug, flex, and I can't remember the other one, but I could just make sure I don't take damage if I can.
I always found this so hard, I don't know why.
Alright. Then we can spare. Talk to this fridge, and what do you know? It's another monster. So this one, you can't really take much damage. All we gotta do is joke 3 times, and that'd be the end of the fight. Like that. So what I'm gonna do here is text overflow. I'm gonna do a text overflow wrong warp if I can. There we go. Save. And then we go to Reaper Bird. There we go. But we're not actually going to fight Reaper Bird. We're going to skip Reaper Bird. Nice, there we go. And that's True Lab.
Very nice.
Thank you. So by putting all the keys in, this door opens and allows us to continue on. I'm going to do a trick here to... We're going to skip past some text. And you might see on the screen a word in red will appear as smell. I'm not sure why it appears red, but it just does. Gotta be careful there to walk out with Elphys, otherwise I could softlock. And that's Trulab.
So we're nearing the end of the run.
Coming up to the near end of the run.
But yeah, got to get to the final boss now.
Yep, we're heading off to the final boss right now.
Not a bad run so far though. It's been
I'd say it's been a pretty good
It's been
run.
relatively clean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we don't have to skip anything here for Judgment Hall because Sans isn't here. I'm going to do wrong warps here again.
Here we go.
And I don't have to save because in this fight I can't exactly die.
Yeah.
But we're back to fighting Asgore.
Yeah. Yep. I was trying to look for some monetary donations while we we're doing this. But everyone's busy trying to fix things, so
Yes. You see here it's a little bit differently. We're not actually fighting Asgore. And what do you know? Toriel's here. So it's just a lot of mashing through some text where everyone's meeting each other for the first time and such. Well, not for the first time, but just meeting up again. We got Flowery here again, and he's attacking. Unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do here. But our friends, the friends that we made along the way in our journey, are here to help us. You guys get to see Muffet here as well. You see Muffet on the left, but we never actually fought Muffet.
miss you, Muppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine to keep it for an hour and 20 minutes.
A little bit. But
You get a bit fatigued running this game. You can only do it like 1 or 2 times a day or something. Where it gonna get a bit much. Or unless you're like a machine.
So this is the goat kit that we have, everyone at the ruins has been the underground have been talking about, and this is the final fight of also Duck. Duck is our name. So this is Azrael. What I'm going to do is rip up the punch card, because I don't need the punch card anymore. It's over. We're finished with the punch card. I'm going to act and click on Dream. The Dream fills up my inventory with healing items that I might be using just in case. So right now I just have to wait until the music picks up so I can actually start the fight. So sparing is the fastest you can do, so you don't have to go through any more text than just one text. All I'm trying to do here is just to stay alive. There's 3 phases to Asriel. This is the first phase. There's a second phase later on where we can't do anything but act. And then the third phase will be able to save everyone.
Really nice so far.
Oh. We'll heal there just in case. So if I do happen to die, I go back, oh, we're supposed to do that, is that right? If I do die, I go back 2 turns with Asriel. So it's not a huge time loss, but it's about a 30-second time loss, roughly. So I'm hoping here just in case, because these stars don't just go to a straight angle, they also spin, which is really annoying. So I'll heal again. Also, this is some sweet music.
It is, yeah, one of the best tracks in the game for sure. Very nice.
Very nice music. We have one more turn and then it's on to second cycle. Second phase. I believe this attack is called Hypergoner.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know much about these attack names.
Getting hit by any of these diamonds actually brings you to 1 HP. So if he can dodge all of them, he can keep his HP and save some time on the next phase.
Oh, that was close.
Nice.
I did dodge
Good
it.
job.
Nice.
Well done. That's really good.
That was really close.
Definitely weren't playing nice, but yeah, you got past. That's good.
So this is the second phase. I just have to try and dodge as much as I can. Ah, that's unfortunate. Ooh, nearly had that.
So what's your PB again?
My personal best is 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Ooh,
I got hit, that's alright.
that's fine, yeah.
Getting a deathless Asriel fight's really hard. Really
yeah.
hard. This is the third phase now where we're saving everyone. And this is some really nice music here. One of the best that I like. So I just have to act upon each characters in certain ways to make it go a lot faster.
Nice.
It's all good so far. Hey look guys, we're fighting Sans. I'm sure I didn't do genocide, did I?
Yeah, no, you,
No. This is
you're on the right path, don't worry about it. In the right category.
And one more to save. This is where I use the pie again. This drops it being from 4 turns just to 2 turns, which is a lot better than actually having to go through 4 turns, which loses a lot more time.
Did you mention why we have the pie again?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did, okay.
I mentioned the pie, yeah.
Okay.
And that technically is Undertale, just about done. Not a bad run.
Not a bad run, yeah. You're
Didn't soft lock or
Yeah.
anything. Missed some skips, but that's alright. So, anything at this point right now, if I do anything with fighting, save, item, or mercy, Azrael just will continue to keep talking. I can't really do anything else. So I just have to go through this sort of cutscene and fight. Duck. I like that name.
Yeah, it does. It's good.
Hey, what are you doing? So all I'm doing right now is just sparing him as much as I can, just to get through the text as fast.
It's only like really one last important thing you need to do, and that's hug the goat. Just to make
As
sure.
I need to hug the goat.
Yeah, the last important thing you have to do is hug the goat.
Look at that damage. So all I can do now is just save. It's quite an emotional part of the game, and it's very nice. I like it. And that's the Azrael fight. So we're coming to a finish real soon.
It's more than a minute to the end, isn't it?
More than a minute.
Just barely missed sub 130.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'd say to get
Since-
a
since-
131, something like
Yeah,
that.
if that's the case, then hug the goat.
Yeah.
Yep. If it was a matter between getting sub 130 or not, then I would say no, hug the goat.
I'm gonna hug the goat anyway, so it's all good. Right now, the barrier has been destroyed. The barrier that's been keeping all the monsters on the ground is now destroyed. I'm gonna hug the goat. Comfort him?
Yeah, comfort him.
Yeah.
Yes. Give the goat a hug.
There we go. Give him a few nice pats on the back. This actually might be a 132. Is it over here? Yeah. And that's that. So everyone was telling us to go out through the other ground and talk with everyone, see how everyone's going, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to the end. We're finally out of the underground. Only took us an hour and 30 minutes.
Alright.
Time's coming
forget
up
the
real
timer.
soon. Yeah. And done.
Alright, nice.
That's it. That's
132,
Undertale.
good run.
132.10.
Let's give a round of applause.
That's Undertale, everyone. Thank you
good
so
run.
much for watching. It's great.
Have we got enough time to do no hit credits?
Do you know hit credits? Yeah.
Yeah, do
If we got time.
I would really like to see you do no hit credits.
Oh,
Um,
hit credits would be hard. It's a little bit.
I don't know.
Thanks, man. I just got to wait.
Yeah.
For like cutscene. That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, this round.
Just do what you need to.
Go, no worries.
Alright, so I'm gonna try and do a no hit credits at the end here. I just have to wait for the cutscene. That's
Yeah.
it.
If you do no hit credits, I'll chuck a $10 donation in for the cause. Yeah. So there you go.
And if I hit the credits, I'll chuck it in.
Yeah. Okay. Deal. We'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like marathon runs, they're great.
It's not a bad time, 1:30.
No, that's a good marathon time. Okay, well done. It's very, very good. Yeah, it was very clean. Not much went really terrible. That nothing was overly bad. Maybe probably like the only real bad thing I can probably pick out was the Asgore part wasn't too great, but like.
Yeah. I'm not the best with Asgore, but
you still got.
Yeah.
You got 3 quads, I think it was.
3, 4 quads?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
That's still not bad.
So we have the credits with all the monsters that we encountered or didn't encounter, because I might have
Yeah.
skipped quite a few of them.
There's actually another category that gets all yellow names. Like if you've spared the encounter, like if you get an encounter with that certain type of enemy and you spare them, you actually get a yellow name in the credits. So there's actually a category that gets all the yellow names and like encounters every possible encounter.
The categories are called all yellow credits.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is get an encounter with each monster throughout the game. Excuse me. Act in a certain spot with those monsters, and once you can spare them, it's spareable. And through the credits here, you'll see just below the characters that they are yellow credits, like Muffet. Maybe I could do that.
What?
Maybe I could do that.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Do you run all yellow credits?
No, I've never done a run
No, no, no.
before. Never. That's all.
So are you putting any more time into True Pacifist anytime you use stream?
I put a lot of time into True Pacifist right now, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking of taking another break because I've
Yeah.
been
Fair enough.
working on it.
Reminder to follow the runner ShyGuy0404 on Twitch.tv. He does Undertale, he does Super Mario Galaxy as well, Super Mario Galaxy 80%. And you want to do 120, or you want to do 120 stars for Super
I do
Galaxy?
Super Mario 64, 120 stars, 70
Yep.
stars, and 16 stars. I also
Yep.
speedrun Mario Kart 8 a little bit, but hopefully going to be learning to speedrun Sonic Adventure 2 Battle soon. And I hope that's going to be very exciting.
Good speed game choice. I can get behind that. That's a good choice. Alright, so here comes the special thanks credits. There's actually like a special thing you can unlock in the game if you don't hit any of the credits. Yeah, if you have control of the little heart, you have to dodge all the names that come by. So we're going to try and do a no hit here.
Alright, let's see how I go. Oh god, that was close. Great music.
My favorite track in the entire game actually is this
It
one.
is?
Yeah, this is my absolute favorite track.
Sweet. Alright.
Good so far.
Ooh, that was close. Ooh. Nice. That's a really hard part.
I'm sweating for my wallet right now.
This part's annoying. Like all the big long names are the worst. Oh my.
Oh my god,
And
dude.
we did it. There's no hit
Congratulations,
credits.
Nice. It's $10 to the cause. Alright.
I might as well chuck in $10
Well
as
done.
well.
Yeah.
Alright, that's Undertale, everyone.
That was great. Awesome.
Thank you
good
so
run,
much
dude.
for watching.
Uh,
So yeah, I'm just about done here.